What's up, guys? It's your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this Friday evening. And I got two legendary brothers with me tonight. My brother from another mother, Crypto Heavy. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Hey,
Been a while, 6'8".
hey, brother, it's been a while, man. It's a pleasure meeting you, knowing you. You one of the rumors in the space, and then my brother from another mother, one of the guys who support us each and every day with the Crypto for Life family, the man, the myth, the legend, Ness Force. What's up, my brother?
I'm doing great. It's good to be chilling with the C4L family. Hello to everybody out there in the chat. I wish I was chatting with you, but you're gonna get my lovely face, I guess, tonight.
Absolutely. So, guys, we're streaming live. You guys don't know, we normally go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on not only X, our YouTube channel, and IMU TV Live. So if you got a Roku TV, guys, you download the app. We're live on IMU TV. Shouts out to Niall and Rob. And we're going live on Apple TV very soon. So I'm really, really excited to have these two guys come in tonight. So, guys, look, I wanted to put something together. I know there's a lot of questions out there. A lot of people, emotions are going crazy. Wait a minute, didn't we just have the 4-year cycle? Is it over? Is the bull run over? We kind of talked about those things today. And me and Nessforce were kind of talking about some things, before we got on. So I just want to just kind of dive in, man, and just open up to talking about anything. So let's start, guys, with this 4-year cycle. And I've always said in 17, and you guys can kind of throw your perspective, in 17, we had what we call a hype cycle. Now, I've been around since 17. Everything got hyped up. Tether was printing money like crazy. We got up to, I think it was 19,000 and some change before we headed back down. We start reaching some lows there. But so I think 17 was a hype cycle. I say 21 was a speculative cycle. Everybody was speculating this, and Q4 we're going to do this, and speculation. And we saw certain assets, man, that were in the top 100, top 50, top 30 that aren't even here today. Things we were super bullish on, super excited about. And so, but things have changed, right? And that's kind of why I want to hand it over to you guys. This is not hype. This is not speculation, but this is utility. And just over a year ago, man, we had a United States of America didn't support crypto. We had a SEC that did everything they could to destroy this industry. I think it was Judge Netburn or something like that was saying how caught Gary Gensler lying, altering documentation, just all kinds of stuff they were doing to try to beat Ripple, and yet Ripple excelled. They're 6-0 against the SEC, and when most people left the country because of that, the brutality that we saw from the SEC, most people fled, most people left. Ripple kept acquiring like they knew something. They kept acquiring and hiring and expanding. And now we see the dots that have connected. And it's like, my God, when you think of conversations or things that Brad Garlinghouse said, he goes, we're the Amazon of crypto. I'm like, what? And then, he said, back in the day, Amazon was, books. There's so much more today. We were cross-border payments, and we're so much more today. And now you hear Ripple Prime, you hear all these different things that they're doing. So, guys, today we got confirmation that Ripple's charter license was granted, and so was others. So I just want you guys to talk about, we're not in a 4-year cycle, but damn it, everything is different. And I want you guys to talk about that right now. If you guys don't mind, you guys should take it away.
Yeah, man, I feel like that's kind of the sentiment right now in the market. I think everybody feel kind of like worried that the 4-year cycle was ending, that we're going into a bear market. But like when you really know exactly what Ripple is trying to do and what XRP is going to be for the future, you realize that it ain't no cycle, man. It's like it's the utility part of like what XRP is bringing to the table. And every day Ripple has some news that comes out that solidifies the fact that we in the right place at the right time. Like we are here, we living in the best timeline that we could ever live in, and being a part of the XRP community, being a part of like that asset class, and knowing what Ripple and XRP is going to do in the future, you realize that they've been playing chess the whole time. Like everything that they said was a lie that wasn't going to happen. Everybody that hated on Ripple and XRP, the token and the utility, they see now that everything they was doing, they was playing chess. And everybody else is talking about the speculation and what could happen and what should happen. And Ripple the whole time has been playing to land a framework. And today was just another example. I mean, granted, we had some other players get in there as well, but like we knew what Ripple had already set out to do. Brad already talked about it. So to see this happen, it's more just validation for us as XRP holders you've been holding since 2017, so you've been in the game for quite a while.
Right.
So you probably seen all the speculation and all the things that was said, and now for you it's got to be like vindication. Like, hey, look, man, we've been saying this, and the fact that it's coming true it's exciting, man. Like, I'm not bearish at all. Like, honestly, like I'm more bullish than I ever been. Even if the price stay the same, I don't care. I just keep accumulating. So
yeah, I want to piggyback off that and then throw it over to Ness for us. You know, it's funny because I don't, you know, I always talk about being from Brooklyn and being this guy from this and that and everything else and the hard knocks, but I don't understand how at times, like even now as I'm talking, you know, goosebumps, you feel emotions. You know, it's kind of like, I guess, I never got bullied, but you know, I used to speak on bullying, but it would be the sense that like you've been bullied for all these years, and then you realize everything you were talking about, even when even when America, you know, like the SEC was telling you were wrong. It's a security, and I mean all this doubt and all the things that we went through. And to sit back here right now, you know, it's funny because I always talk about how Bitcoin people were bullied, which they were. Early on, it was not attractive to be in Bitcoin. You saw people like Michael Saylor, Jamie Dimon. You see all these people. If anybody in our company get crypto, they're gone. You know, and people were calling it battery acid and cancer, and they were bullied, and then the bullied became the bullies. You know, and so we went through all that crap. You know, it's a banker's coin and it's this and that and it's not, you know, and everything is not. And then you realize, oh my God, it was the one. It is the one. And you know, and I don't want to get too far going with this, but you look at the fact that XRP needs to maybe go from $2 to like $6 and some change. It passes Ethereum, $30 something. It passes Bitcoin. Dude, it's like, and I know that sounds, because you say, well, if it goes up, they go up. But man, you don't understand the stuff that we have in place, the catalyst, the partnerships, the utility. Like Bitcoin doesn't have it, Ethereum doesn't have it, not like that. And so, if we could boom from 17 cents to 380 something, what can we do with all this stuff that's in place? That's what has me emotional. That's what makes me and my wife go on these walks, man, and it's surreal. You know, that's the thing that my wife looks at me and goes, man, it's like a will of a dream. I can't believe this is happening. We got it. It's like betting on black. You know, it could be, you know, like you're talking about, what's that game where they put red or black? Roulette, yeah. And then you bet on black, you go all in, and you got it right. My God, man, it's exciting. Go ahead, Ness. It's crazy.
I mean, that's probably more like betting on a single number in roulette, because you're not going to get a 2-to-1 on this one, man. You know, in my opinion. You know, and as far as like comparing it to other assets, you know, and this is something I struggled with early on. You probably saw me in the comments being like, 6.8, it can't be a 10 quadrillion market cap. That doesn't make sense, right? Well, I think it was your buddy Jake Claver there that was talking about the idea is that eventually a majority of that supply won't be liquid like a stock. It's going to be tied up in institutions. And the beautiful part about this is it's going to be on chain. It's going to be used on chain. And a lot of people forget something that I always keep in the back of my mind that not a lot of people talk about is there is a burn mechanism for XRP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when that on-chain volume is really high, I wonder how much of an effect that's going to have on the supply over time. You know, is it going to reduce 1% every couple months? You know, and there'll be a diminishing return because obviously 1%, you get down to 99%, and then you take 1% off of that. So it's not going to be a steady decline, you know, as far as the exact same number, but the same percentage should be there and possibly increase over time as more institutions use this. If it is the superior product of Swift that we all know that it is, you know, these big banks are going to be forced to use it to stay competitive. So that's something that I've always thought about is the burn mechanism and all that on-chain usage. That's something that I observed from the Luna Classic community. They're really big on the burn tax and trying to get everything to burn, but when a majority of your supply is on exchanges, that doesn't have on-chain burning. And if XRP functions how it's supposed to, there will be a lot of on-chain action. And I think that's just another one of those X factors that's a reason to be bullish.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. And I think one of the things I think about like is, you know, the difference between XRP and Bitcoin and other assets. Like, you know, is this young lady I actually kind of want to show a clip. It's like a 3-minute clip from, I think it's Dr. Camellia Stevenson. I played it a little bit earlier, but man, she was talking, this lady is brilliant in what she's saying. Yeah. And I love the perspective where she was coming from. Because, you know, these institutions aren't looking to buy and trade. They're going to be utilizing XRP. They're going to be locking this asset up. And so she brought up some things, man, that, I mean, I thought I was bullish. I mean, hey, I'm a guy who's been in since 17. I put myself in a great position. I've been in a documentary, but man, sometimes you hear things you like, damn, I feel like FOMO all over. She making me like seriously appreciate the position we're in. So, but yeah, go ahead, Crypto Heavy. I'm gonna let you piggyback off what Nesfor said, and then I'm gonna pull up Dr. Stevenson here a little bit, and we can kind of talk about what she's talking about.
Yeah, I seen that video too, 6AJ. I seen it, and it made me bullish as hell. Like I was listening to her and how she broke it down. It was super just smooth, and like, just the macro part of like, because in crypto we think a lot about like this, like the number go up, and especially when you're new to crypto, like you hear somebody from hearsay from somebody else and a friend and buddy, and then you jump in and you start FOMOing in, and then when you really start understanding what you hold, then you start getting bullish and you start digging in. But listening to like the macros, a lot of people don't even know about the macros. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Americans don't even understand like the economics and the Fed cutting rates and all these things and how that all plays into the crypto market. So as you get educated around that, you realize that like it's more at play than just us getting rich off of crypto or crypto's going up or the community of XRP. It's so much more going on behind the scenes that's bigger than us, that we are part of at the entry level, that makes you super bullish and excited about it, because it's so much going on that we ain't even privy to. Like we think we know some stuff, but it's stuff happening, I'm sure, conversations happening, institutions talking, governments talking, that's talking about XRP, because so many people are starting to talk about it more, and that's just for retail. But the big money, they already know what's going on with XRP.
Yeah. Is it fair to say, Nesfor and Heavy, and Nesfor, you can jump on this and then Heavy can follow. Is it fair to say that the reason, because for so long in this space, I was always stumped why people who seem really smart, Bitcoiners and people who got it early, they always act like they didn't get XRP. Like almost like they couldn't get it. They would always say, market cap. And you hear about the Rich Mitchnick or whatever that calculator is that Zach Rector talks about and that Jake Claver talks about. And guys, look, if you don't understand it to the degree that we understand it, Jake Claver can sound kind of crazy with some of these numbers, but I think what it is, like he says, he's in these rooms, he's hearing, he understands the use case, he understands the institutional adoption, he understands how, this thing is playing out bigger than any of us, I think, a lot of us probably understood, but bigger than we even anticipated. And when you look at the fact of what some of the things, like I said, I always go back to the fact that Brad Garlinghouse, for so long, he kept quiet. For so long, he never talked about anything. For so long, they are very, very careful in what they said. And then you see, obviously, we get a new SEC. We got Trump. We see, Trump mentions it on Truth Social. You see XRP supposed to be a part of this, that, and everything else. And then you hear him come out and start talking. And that, I think when he started talking openly, it really shook my soul to the point where he said, 14% of Swift in 5 years. I was like, what did he say? You can't say, you can't say that unless there's some, you definitely know there's something in those 1,700 NDAs that because you can't say something like that from his position. You know how bullish that makes people say, just people's, it's crazy. And then he goes back and he says, with everything that we're doing, and there's a whole lot that they're doing, XRP is at the center of it all. I was like, oh my God, how can these people not see what we see? If you guys want to just talk on that real quick, how do people not see what we see? It's crazy.
That's 14%, such crazy on-chain volume. There's only two reasons I can think of, like a retail investor, and obviously some of those people I would consider retail, like a Da Vinci Jeremy is worth hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars. So it's not fair to call him retail, but I'm going to refer to him that way. But there's really only two reasons for a retail investor who's not in those rooms with that inside privy to hate on it. It's one, their money's somewhere else, or two, they're trying to FUD it to keep the price down so they can continue to get in at a good price. Yeah. That's the only two reasons I can think of. Do you guys have any other ideas why someone would do that?
That's literally what I think. I think that they only say that stuff because they, like 6AJ said, like, it's no way these smart guys who look at numbers all day, it's no way you can tell me you don't see the utility of XRP and what they're doing. All of a sudden, it's like, well, it's Ripple, not XRP, the token, not the XRPL. Like, you say little slick things like that just to throw shade, but in reality, you really know how it works. And so, like, it's either they got their money in other things, which we know they do, like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and then maybe some other small projects that they got in early that they want to push up. And the other thing is, I really think it's a bigger plan. I think these guys can't say anything. Like, these guys that's in those rooms, I feel like, and it's not like a conspiracy in my head, but it's just like, I feel like they just know that they can't say anything. So they keep away from it. Like Elon Musk, he stays away from it. He don't want to talk about it. But you too smart of a guy to not know what XRP is going to bring to the table. So why not talk about it? And it's like you said, either they're trying to keep the price low so they can accumulate, or they're all told, hey, we can't say nothing about this yet. Not yet. But the time is coming. You can see it. Because like you said, Brad is talking and he wasn't talking before. And so like the time is coming where they going to just open up the floodgates. And like, they said it's not a flip of the switch moment, but like the flip of the switch could literally be everybody talks about the real utility of XRP and how important it is. And then everybody floods in.
It's so funny. I think of something so small, but yet it's so big. When I got into 17, and I don't know when you guys got in exactly, but I'll tell you guys this. When I got in, everybody in the crypto community it's all, and I get it, for us, by us. I mean, for us in the sense that crypto represented the government is evil and it's all about us and privacy, and that's why Monero and many other they'll never know. You can hide this, and it's like, no, that's not the case. And now we've got regulatory clarity. Now there's a system, there's regulations, and you almost want to have that to protect yourself. But I just think the things that we were trying to harp on in the beginning about hiding money and doing this, that's not the way crypto is. And once you get that, and once you're part, understand it's going to be a part of the system, and it needs that adoption from, the system or the institutions or the, the financials for it to be to the level that we're going to get to. So I just think that's the part that people don't understand. Like, hey, Bitcoin store value. I get it. Hey, that's great. But XRP is so much more. It was created to be so much more by three of the developers of Bitcoin, which is Arthur Britto, Jeb McCaleb, and Dave Schwartz. But at the end of the day, guys, it's like the thing that they used to always pick on XRP about is that thing that makes it so unique, is that it's solving a global issue. And so just kind of talk about, the opportunity. And, it's funny, on my show today, I was talking about how a lot of people, you see a lot of these maxis, they say, well, go out and buy 0.01 Bitcoin. And I'm like, what? I hear people say that. I'm like, dude, what are you telling people? Like, and it's the same maxis and the same, I saw this thing with Da Vinci J was telling people, and again, I got nothing respect for the brother because of what he did and when he did it. You're right. But at the end of the day, it's not in their best interest to sit up there and try to pump, XRP, even though him and Carl the Moon, who used to talk a lot of crap about it, they talked about how they've acquired and now they hold it. But I just think at the end of the day, when they're out there saying get 0.01 Bitcoin, that's not really taking care of people. That's not saying what's in the best interest of people. And I think that wave is gone. I always tell people, you have an opportunity to be in front of the wave, ride the wave, or be behind the wave. And I think Bitcoin, we're the everyday person is behind the wave. I was able to start allocating at $3,500, but the average person can't afford like whatever it is now, 90,000, 89, whatever the hell it is. But the point I'm trying to make is there's opportunities right now like XRP, XLM, Algo, HBAR, and many others where you can actually be on top of the wave and ride that damn thing to financial freedom. So go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, so buy 0.1 or 0.01 Bitcoin so you can be my exit liquidity is what that sounds like to me. I mean, not to be a hater, it's a very high value, and there's people that got in as low as $1. Like, Da Vinci Jeremy is the example you always give.
But why is it? Explain that, because I know you know the answer to this, but I'm going to say this. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but if you got in at 0.01 and you put in 10,000, but by the time that is anywhere near what you want to take out, like $1 million, they've already jumped out. Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, essentially. Or they want to pump it a little bit more so they can jump out and get even more for what they have. What are you going to do? Tell people to stop buying an asset that you own? Of course they want it to pump. And if that takes buying a fraction of a Bitcoin to pump it, they're going to market it that way.
Yeah.
I find it funny too that like these other like crypto blockchains, like when they gave XRP so much crap about like being non-decentralized and being a banker's coin and working for the institutions and stuff like that. But now they all want to be a part of it. Why is that? Well, the reason is you either going to be regulated or you're going to be priced out. So you have to be under that system. There's no way to escape it. As much as we love decentralization, we understand that these centralized banks and institutions want their hand in the cookie jar. And it's no way around that. Even Bitcoin has to fall in line, and they do with the ETFs and all the things that Michael Saylor is doing. So like, it's no way around it. We still have our DeFi and things like that the banks hate. But in reality, the best model for business was what Ripple did for XRP. Like it literally got them in the front of the line because they are literally legislated properly in the way they need to be in order for them to have success in the future. And that's what you want from a company. That's what you want from a blockchain. So it's just a great feeling to see like all these other companies they got to literally play from the back to try to get where XRP is already at.
You know, something I love about it too is regardless of what the price is, all that, you know, we're going to actually be able to hop on the scanner or whatever you want to call it. It's typically called a finder or a scanner for XRP. And when these big institutions are using it, we can actually look at all their transactions. Right now, we don't know if they're doing dirty business, but that will actually all be on the blockchain, which makes me have a little bit more faith in the banking system.
I think the government too. Like you got to know that the government is going to be using blockchain, and that's one of the best use cases I think that every American should be happy about, because the amount of money that they waste is outrageous. So if we can see it on the blockchain, what they actually using the money for and where it's moving to, I think that's phenomenal. I think that transparency is something that we need to move forward in a positive way.
Yeah, that's our money. I want to see where it's going. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. You know, let me ask you guys this. What do these two phrases mean to you guys? And then I want to show Dr. Stevens, and we'll kind of go off of what she's saying. What do these two phrases mean to you guys? The train has left the station, and the flip of the switch moment. And I want to add a little content to that, because I saw recently where they were saying banks are able to buy and sell crypto now. And somebody was making a comment. It's like, we're entering into a moment. Obviously, we got the Clarity Act. We have some other things that's going on where when that flip of the switch moment happens, you're not late now, but you might be kind of late then when you can walk into your bank and buy it right over the counter type thing. And so one of the things let's just answer that. Flip of the switch and the train is left to stay. What does that mean to you guys?
Got to pack your bags before you hop on the train, right?
Yeah, I think that the train has left the station for me means that, like, if you are reluctant to like take the risk to try out crypto, to learn about crypto, to invest in crypto, that when you actually know you can go buy it from your bank, that when the flip of the switch moment happens, it's going to be too late. A lot of people that wait to see what happens, to see if it goes up, at that moment you're buying when it's already moving upward, and you're going to be exit liquidity for everybody who took the risk to go out there and do some research and try to invest to change their life. So, you know, the flip of the switch moment is going to happen regardless if we know what time it is or not. But the train, in my opinion, already left the station. I think that it's moving kind of slow, and I think people can still jump on. But when they get full steam ahead, I think it's going to be too late, man. There's going to be a lot of people to get left behind.
Well, don't you? I mean, when you guys look at the top five, and, you know, obviously I never put in stable coins, so I don't really count Tether and USDC. But when you look at the top five altcoins, you got or crypto, you got Bitcoin at 90,000, you got Ethereum at over 3,000, you got XRP at $2, you got BNB at almost 900, and you got Solana at over $130. Would it be fair to say that? And look, once institution, you know, kicks in and all these things happen, you get over the counter. I get that point. I mean, obviously, gonna be crazy FOMO. But would you say that maybe even as soon as let me stop sharing this so I can see crypto heavy. But would you agree that even if we got up, something amazing happened where XRP just literally skyrocket, hits $6, $7, $8, passes up Ethereum. Let's say, I'm just thinking maybe Ethereum moves up a little bit too. It passes Ethereum. Would you say that's going to be a FOMO moment? Would that be the FOMO moment as far as retail? Even when some of these big guys like, you know, you see Raw Powell, you see Michael Saylor, these guys, they don't talk a lot about XRP, even though Raw Powell's mentioned it. I don't think Michael Saylor ever has. But is that when people start going, okay, wait a minute, this damn thing's number two, or will it take it to hit number one for them to fight? Because I just think that's going to be the slap in the face to all the maxis when they get up there and go, oh my God. And to think that this coin is something was ascended right now with just this announcement, this major thing happened. And all of a sudden it got to 30, 40 bucks, whatever. And let's say it surpassed Bitcoin. What do you guys see happening at that point? Is that the FOMO moment at number two? Or is it once it hits number one, which a lot of people don't realize it was number two. And for a brief moment, it was number one.
No, I think number two. I think that it hits number two. I think that if it gets close to number two, like as it starts to ascend, I think that the FOMO will kick in, and I think that retail will start. Everybody that we all talk to, family that we all talk to, and everybody else in the community talk to, they're going to blow us up and ask, is this the time to buy? And it's going to be too late. But is it really too late? Because in my mind, I feel like XRP is going to be a lot higher. Like I'm more like on the J Clay, like clever. Like I think that's more where I believe is going to be. But like, so it may not be too late. But just to change your life in the short term, you could have got in when XRP was 38 cents, 50 cents, like before Trump got an inauguration and all that stuff. You could have really changed your life just then. A lot of people doubled and tripled their bags off of that. So like it going to $6 is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. And I think that it's just going to FOMO in from there. It don't even got to get Bitcoin yet, but it will get Bitcoin.
Well, I think, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, that's fine. But I think super early is right now. Like I mean, we could say extremely early. That was like when it came out, but nobody really who bought Bitcoin at 4 cents. I mean, so extremely early is kind of ridiculous. But I think we're super early, and I think super early is still under $20. I think super early, to answer your question, is when it's maybe past Ethereum, because we're not talking about, I mean, Jake's throwing these numbers. He's got a bet for $700 something by the end of the year. Dom and Phil Guac over at Easy A says 1,000 by 2030. Brad says 14% of Swift by 2030. You got, I showed this earlier. Joe Cat says it can't be cheap. In order for it to move assets, there's numbers given up to like 10,000. Jimmy Valley, who's been on my show twice with Molly Elmore, Max Avery, and many others, from a perspective of price action, says 2030 could be upwards around 20 or 30 grand, going into 2035, 60 grand. So hey, forget all that. We're just talking about, I personally believe, guys, and I want y'all to take it from here, I think $20 is super. I mean, some people might even say 50, because it's hard to say it now because we're just trying to fight to get $3. But what happens? I mean, when you look at Bitcoin, it was super early at $100, maybe even 500 was super early.
Yes.
So I mean, honestly, it could be $100 a super. If the 1,000, 10,000 and above is there, then I'm thinking $100 is a damn bargain. Right now, it's almost like people still doubtful. They haven't gotten it yet. And I guess that's what I'm trying to get to. Where are they going to get it? Is it going to be passing Ethereum? Is it going to be you walk? Is it? I think they almost got it when Trump said on Truth Social, XRP, Solana, ADA, and then somebody really quickly said, "Oh, let's take that off." Damn it! I think you said too much too quick. I mean, that's how I feel about it, because he didn't say.
I want to tackle this one 6 days.
Look, he didn't say it. He went back 20 minutes later and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, Bitcoin and Ethereum." The first damn thing came out of his mouth, XRP, and then David Sachs or somebody got in his ear and said, "Hey, hold on, brother. Like we got a chance to like get a whole lot of this stuff right here. You're doing too much." That's my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead.
He said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. So I think there's stages to this. We're still in the available on exchanges and available to retail investors stage. That will end at some point if everything goes to plan, which obviously we're all banking on that. And I do strongly believe that will occur. I just want to give you a heads up, 6A. I do have to go after this comment.
Yeah, no worries.
I got about 2 minutes before I sign into my work.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's going to be stages to it. You're going to see it pass Ethereum, pass Bitcoin. And then, like I said, that next stage is really, it's not available on exchanges because the majority is going to be doing what it's designed to do, be on chain and be there for institutions. Now, how do you sell at that point? Do you sell OTC, maybe at a small discount because an institution wants it? That's something that there'll probably be a system set up for it at some point. But, that's my answer to it. There's stages. And I do have to go, gentlemen.
Okay, it was nice meeting you, man.
All right, take care. It's good to meet you. Love you, C Farrell family. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Much love, brother. Now let me piggyback off what Nestforce was saying here, because we have a guy, and I get it, man. Look, and I'm not gonna go against anything anyone says. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, right? Everyone's entitled to an opinion. So we got was it Vapor Trails MC says 10K no chance, and I get it, and I mean I get it, but again, and no disrespect to you, but that's where I always tell the community. I've been in business for 20-something years now, crypto heavy, and owned everything from car lots and cell phone stores and just everything, travel the world as a speaker, all that stuff. And this is not about me, but the only thing when people say, "Jay, how'd you do this? I was just really good at attaching myself to successful people." They say success leaves clues. So when I'm doing my research and due diligence and I'm talking, but again, I'm not sitting here going 10,000. Here's what I'm telling you. I tend to listen and stay connected to the people that are in the big boy meetings, in the big boy rooms, right? So I'm not going to listen to my cousin Pookie. No, we all got a cousin Pookie, right? It depends on where your background is, or my cousin Junebug, or this guy on Twitter who 2 years ago worked at damn Chuck E. Cheese, and today he's portraying himself like I know it all. No disrespect to anybody in the comments, but when you talk to your Jake Clavers, when you talk to your Jimmy Valleys, when you listen to what Brad's talking about, when you listen to Joe Katz talking about, when you see President Trump's involved, look, Bitcoin is digital gold. It was 4 freaking cents. The same people saying they can't get to $10,000. Well, you probably would have been people just like you said that about Bitcoin. And yet it hit 126,000 4 cents. So not 4 cents, $126,000 more than 4 cents. So all I'm saying is it possible with an asset, crypto heavy, that was created to be better than Bitcoin in every way, that actually has utility adoption, that's actually going to be adopted globally? We can see all these different things that are happening. Just got approved for their banking charter license. I mean, is it that hard to figure out when Brad says 14% of what? 14% of what? All money. I mean, 14% of the transactions Swifts are doing. So when you look at all these different variables, why can't people see 10,000? Well, look, if you never had $1 million in the bank, it's hard to see it. If you never had $20 million in the bank, it's hard to see it. Yeah. Right. And so that's all I got to say. I've met people in this space that are worth $100 million. There's 2 I can name right now. Right now. One, most of you guys know was Crypto, drove taxi cabs worth over $100 million. And the other guy who I went to go see in Italy, who introduced this to me. So I don't give a damn what people think, because I'm just being honest with you. They always say, if you're going to buy into someone's opinion, you better be ready to buy into their lifestyle and dreams. Facts. Yep. And that's the problem there is that everyone has an opinion, right? Yep. Everyone has an opinion, but those same people had an opinion when Bitcoin was under $10, and they would have never. And I was around to hear some of that stuff. Not that early, 17. It'll never do this. Hell will freeze over before it gets to 50. Oh, God will come back before it gets to 100. Well, we did it. What are you talking about? So, and it doesn't even have the same utility and factors in place as XRP. Exactly. And the fact that we don't even know who Satoshi is, but we do have a company that just got a banking charter license that has all these connections, all these acquisitions, and they said, crypto heavy, XRP is at the center of everything they do. Brother, talk to me. Tell me something.
I mean, that's the whole point right there. It's like, listening to the opinions of people that's in the same position as you is different than listening to the opinions of people who are already successful. Like your narrative or like what you want out of your investment thesis has to kind of play into that. Like I agree, people have a lot of hype and things like that, but like with XRP, the people come with facts. So anybody that you listen to, if they come up with fundamentals and facts, and if you do a little bit of research and see where XRP is moving, then you will see the like, I get it. Like you said, like, it's not, we had $2 and we fighting to get the $3 and everybody's like, well, 10,000 and it's market cap and it can never, but you comparing it to a stock. We're not talking about stocks right now. That's right. What XRP is going to do, what the XRPL is doing, what Ripple, the company, is doing right now is something bigger than a stock. Like, you know what I mean? So like, we already talking about like a banker charter license and like them becoming their own bank. So then what does that mean? That means that everything that they got in their storage with XRP is going to be utilized to be able to lend out to everybody else, lend out to institutions. So like now it's off the market. So now that's not counting against the balance sheet. So a lot of people say a lot of things about what they think XRP can and cannot do, but they said the same thing about Bitcoin. They said the same thing about Ethereum, and they said the same thing about like Sol. So like XRP will have its moment, and I just think that it's just not ready yet because I think Ripple is still working behind the scenes to try to lay the infrastructure, and then they can say, yep, this is what we're doing. But also, I think that the government understands the importance of it because all the central banks that deal with XRP and did all these tests for XRP and on the XRPL, you can't tell me that was just for the hell of it. Like, why would they waste their time doing that? Like, they doing it for a reason. And so, like, Ripple and XRP is doing something bigger than what we see. And that's why, and when it happens, the price will go up, and it's going to be too late for a ton of people. Like all the people that said what they go, or what they'll say is, this is what they'll say, which is annoying as hell. They'll come back and say, well, I got some XRP. I bought it when it was 13 cents. I bought it when it was 20. But why did you tell everybody not to buy it?
That's right. That's right. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, why did you say it was this and the third if you already had a bag? Like, it makes no sense to me. So, you just got to watch who you listen to because everybody in it for their own motives, man. So
that is a fact. And I'll throw some numbers at you at a price where we were stuck for a long time. People don't realize that most people are already priced out right now of certain levels, right? So there's a time, just going back a year, it was November 11th or something like that, 8th or 11th, XRP was 51 or 52 cents, something like that. right around that 50-cent mark. So if you take 10,000 XRP and divide and time that by 50 cents, that's $5,000. Most people in crypto at that time probably had that. And if not, maybe you were, depends on when you got in. Some people might have got in a little sooner, that whatever. But now that same, if you look at that same 10,000 heavy, you're talking about at $2, $20,000. I don't know where you come from, brother, but most people in my family, matter of fact, they said the average American doesn't even have an extra 500 to 1,000 in a bank account, let alone an extra 20,000 to allocate to something to just sit there. So
exactly
the point I'm trying to make is I can throw a low number out, right? A low number to me based off of what the due diligence and things that I've seen and that things that are in place. I'll throw a low number of $20. I think that's ridiculous. But then you think to yourself, most people are going to be priced out to even owning 1,000 of it at that price.
Yep.
And so that's the thing you have to look at, is the fact that it's kind of like you were saying. It's like, I get it's hard for people to believe, but it's kind of like this person here put in the comments said they also said no way, bro, about Amazon when it was just online bookstore. I mean, God, like Ripple Prime, all the things that they're putting in place, it's if you just really look at what they have in place, if you connect the dots, and you said it right, man, there's still a lot of things that have to happen, but I'm gonna share something with you that I thought was very timing, right? When almost within a week, and I know people can get married or whatever, but I remember when Brad Garlinghouse put out that he was getting married, and Joe Cass says, I'm gonna kind of step back and enjoy my grandkids. For me, it's like, it seems like they were kind of signing like, man,
yeah,
we did it. And like, that's how I took it. I took it like, you could announce that anytime, that's not something that really had to go, but it's like, hey, I'm gonna get married and and I get it. People do that. And then Joe Cass says, I think it's time for me to just kind of step back and enjoy it. I'm like, wait a minute. And the feeling I got was, hey, they fought a hell of a battle. 6-0 against the SEC. Everything's in place. And at this point, I believe it's like Rosie Rio said, the train's left the station. It's just right now, everything's happening. And they're probably able to relax because that great battle, that those restless nights, it's all over. Go ahead.
And they won. They won. Like, it's like those battles, and then they won. And in the acquisitions that they're rolling out, it feels like they won. And it feels like we won, because
didn't they though? I mean, the thing that all the institutions wanted to hear was that they defeated the only crypto with legal clarity here in the United States. The only one that has actual legal, not that just got passed, but legal clarity.
Yep.
I mean,
they won. And like you said, I thought that same thing. I thought it was like weird timing, and people, it was mixed reviews online. They like, well, why would they want to step away? Maybe they want to do this. It's like, well, look, he's been doing this for a while, man. And when you like a brain and a mind like he has, it's like he wants to keep innovating and do other things. And so you can tell that like he did all he can do for the XRPL. And so like he wants to still be a part of this industry, but he just wants to do something else. He wants to challenge himself. And Brad, like he continues to fight the good fight. Like he's still there, and he deserves to be happy and get to enjoy life, because I'm sure it was stressful nights that we were stressed and we ain't even dealing with it. We just the investor. I know my man was stressed. I know he got a little bit more gray hair on his head. You know what I mean? Because he was out there fighting in the trenches.
If me and you were out in a battle and the XRP army was in the battle, I can't think about a whole lot of nothing. I remember when I was busy traveling the world and I was doing this and I was on some of the biggest stages. It was when I was away from my family the most, because I was out there fighting for a better tomorrow. So when you're in the trenches fighting, you're not thinking about this. You're not thinking about, I'm gonna go relax with my grandkids. Hey, this is a great time to get married. You're thinking about that when, hey, we won the battle. It's a done deal.
100%. I mean, honestly, like when you think about like the XRP community, man, I feel like a lot of us got that kind of chip on our shoulder mindset. Like, when I first got in, like I was locked in. Like I didn't care about nothing else. Like my kids to this day be like, they know about XRP. They don't know nothing about XRP. You feel what I'm saying? So like they like, oh, here go XRP. Like, because that's all I talked about. That's all I wanted to invest in. That's all I wanted to listen, learn to. Everything I did, it was listening to YouTubers and like some of the greatest minds trying to understand. Like I listen to you, Brad, and Coach JV, just like DAI. I'm just in there like sucking up all the energy that I can get, because when you know you come from somewhere where this opportunity may not ever come again, you want to take full advantage of it. You really do. Like, so, it's one of those things where you just, as a man, you want to make sure that you provide. Like you said, you're on the road, you're trying to fight for a better tomorrow, and XRP provides that, man. Like, it's going to provide that for a lot of people, and it's already provided that for a lot of people. So we locked in.
Yeah, I agree. And shouts out to Abs, because I swear I heard Abs and good morning, good evening, crypto, Johnny Crypto. He just said crypto heavy, one of the greats. And no, man, I mean, Abs is like my brother. I definitely appreciate, got a lot of love for him. And I think I heard him say something the other day where he was like, this is it was either him, Jake, one of those guys, or Zach, but they were saying this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is something we may not see for another, I don't know how many. I mean, this is that thing. Yeah. They're calling it bigger than the internet, bigger than, it's funny. I was talking to one of my real estate buddies, and I said, man, I got into crypto in 17, and I don't know of any house or home or real estate, anything I could invested in 8 years ago that would have turned around and yielded the type of money and situation that cryptos have yielded, not just for me, but for many others. I mean, I've met 20 something people that's that's made 20, 30, 40, 50 million. And when I, at my age and where I come from, I know guys who've owned car lots and real estate and what's it called, farms, and they grow what's it called, almonds, and I mean all these different things. And these guys, maybe they're worth 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million. And then you got these 20 something year olds been in this industry for 5 years. I met some guys worth 20, 30, 40, $100 million. It's just the opportunity. And I think that's the part, Heavy, that people don't get, is that it's possible.
That's the hard part when you explaining it to people, because you want to keep it real with them and be like, hey, it's an opportunity, but also it's a possibility that you could lose. It is, but in the right one. But like, I believe in my heart of hearts, like in just the core of me, that like XRP is one of those ones. You know what I mean? Like, you got your ones that's like you go to battle for. XRP is one of those ones. Right. It's not maxi talk. It's not just because like, oh, I'm the biggest bag of it. It's the fact that like, I know for sure that like XRP to me is going to change my family life. And I think it's a lot of people that's out there like that. And when you explaining that to people, it's like, you want to tell them like, please go do this. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying you got to do it, but but you really want them to do it. Like it took me like 3 years. My parents finally got in, and like, I'm watching them buy stuff now, and I'm talking to my mom about it, and she like buying it. And like you were saying, like if you would have got in on this time, how much you would have had versus when you get in now. And I'm still happy. I'm like, you still getting in at a good buy. Like, don't worry when I bought it. Just get it now, because I think it's going to go higher. Just know what you hold and know that it's going to go higher. And it's like, but I'm still watching the numbers, and I'm like, man, if y'all would have just got in when I was first telling y'all, when I first got excited, but I get it. Everybody time frame is different. And like, I think the conviction around the people that's around you, that's what make them believe, because you so dedicated to it. Right. I think Coach JV say that all the time. He like, the people around you see how convicted, because you say the same thing over and over again. And I think like a lot of XRP owners, like we say the same stuff, man. Like, we say this, all of us across the board. You can bump into a room with XRP and we all saying this. We in alignment, man. It's crazy. And it's not like some maxi talk. We just in alignment. Our energy is the same, man. It's a synergy around XRP, and we just think that this is going to change the future, and it is.
Yeah, so funny, Heavy. I let my dog out, but what's so funny is for so long, man, we were like this community. Everybody thought we were crazy. Everybody thought, like, man, these people are, just tribal, and it wasn't that. We just knew what we knew, and we put the time in. We did the due diligence. We knew what we had, and when you look at Ripple and you look at all the things they were doing, it's like, man, who plays around like that? Like, this is serious business. You connect the dots, and it's funny because this crazy community is now, I would say, probably one of the most admired communities. And when you look on, I saw something today with Hex is doing some implementations of XRP, and Solana has been posting about XRP 589 and all. I'm like, brother, you cannot ask to be in a better position. And by time people get it, but if this thing really does pop a little bit, I mean, to think that you could be in the top 10% in the world. And I mean, first of all, when would you have had to get into Bitcoin to be in the top percent of all Bitcoin holders? I'm sorry. That's almost damn impossible right now. Yeah. But the fact that you can still be in the top 10% of XRP, I think the new number is like maybe 3,000 or somewhere right around there as far as top. And it's going to slip. As soon as that price goes, it's going to slip. It's going to be. So here's what I want to do, man. I want to definitely play this. This is something I shared earlier. I ran across this by DAI. It's Dr. Camelia Stevenson, and I think you said you watch it. It's about 3 minutes of what she was saying. 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I want to have her kind of show this, and then me and you can come back and piggyback off of it. Here we go.
Now, I want to break down what collateral status really means. When the CFTC approved XRP as acceptable collateral, they didn't just say, yeah, sure, throw it in the mix. No, collateral is the backbone of the derivatives system. It's the assets institutions trust enough to post when they're taking on leverage or hedged positions. So if you want to simplify it, collateral equals the asset Wall Street is willing to bet millions on. You don't use junk collateral. You don't use hype coins. You don't use assets with weak liquidity. You use assets that have deep liquidity, proven reliability, settlement capability, commodity-like stability, and regulatory clarity. Right. And that's the real headline here, is that XRP just got treated like a commodity-grade settlement asset. Man. Let me give you a few implications of this that nobody's probably explaining in a simple way. Number one, collateral assets get locked, not traded. So once XRP is posted as collateral, it's not floating on exchanges. It's not being flipped. It's not creating volatility. And it's also not increasing circulating supply.
Right.
It is effectively removed from the open market and held in institutional custody. So when supply tightens and demand starts rising from institutional uses, price doesn't have a choice. It must adjust upward over time.
Wow.
And this is just simple math. Now, number two, you cannot run trillion-dollar derivatives on low-value asset. The derivatives system is massive, over 1 quadrillion globally. Assets used inside that system need to be priced in a way that allows them to handle high-volume settlement and collateralization. This has happened every single time in financial history. Gold rose before it became core derivatives collateral. Bitcoin rose before CME futures adoption. And major FX pairs hold value because they are derivatives backbone. Collateral assets don't chase price. Price re-rates to meet the demands of collateral. Let me say that again. Collateral doesn't follow speculation. Right. Collateral forces valuation. Number three, XRP now sits on balance sheets. This is a big shift. Institutions can now hold XRP as recognized commodity, pledge XRP, lend against XRP, and integrate XRP into structured financial products. Before this decision, XRP was that crypto that SEC was fighting. And now it is stepping into the infrastructure layer of US financial markets. And then number four, this was not a price story. This was a plumbing story. I have to repeat that because everybody is looking at the charts, waiting on a move. By the time the move happens, you are already too late to the party. And that's why I'm educating you in the macro environment so that you can align your conviction to the actual macro story, which really gives the sober implications of where this price could move in the near future. Right. So let me reiterate this. Plumbing always moves before price. We saw the pipes shift, but we just haven't seen the repricing yet. But listen, the pipes always move first.
The pipes always move first. I want to piggyback off that with the gentleman who made the comment earlier, and it's as simple as this, guys. It's that old thing back when Joe Katz put this out, right? What did he say? He says, this is David Schwartz, one of the 3 developers of Bitcoin. He says, this is back in 2017. It can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they need 1 million XRP, which would cost $1 million. If XRP cost $1 million, they would only need 1 XRP, which would, again, cost $1 million. Very similar to what she's saying, very similar to what a lot of people in the space have explained. When you're taking on that type of liquidity, XRP cannot be cheap. For someone to go, it won't be 1,000, it's okay. God bless you. Invest accordingly. That's all I can say. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I think she broke it down so eloquently. She just did exactly what, everybody else in the space has been saying for so long. And I mean, the plumbing is the plumbing, man. Like I think that's the reality. Like the derivatives part of it is something that don't get talked about enough. I know we talk about tokenization, we talk about the ETFs, but XRP is going to be one of those ones that's running through the derivatives as well. So in that quadrillion, like, you know what I mean? Like it's the numbers and we don't even need the whole quadrillion. We talk about 1%. You know what I mean? And we talking that could be $10,000. So like, I just find it funny that people get kind of caught up in like the stock mindset that it only has one use case when to be honest, it has multiple use cases that can pull from it, and all of it is going to be pulling it off the market. So that's going to increase the price.
That's
and
right.
so, like, I mean, it's not even that hard to understand that, but a lot of people just get stuck in like thinking that XRP, because it's only $2.50, that it can't go up to $1,000, $100, $50. Like you said, $20 is like light. You was like, yo, that's something light right there, $20.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, like, and I agree, because like I'm like, yo, that's we having a good year if it's $20, but that's not what we stopping at.
That's
like
right.
people not selling at 20, it's people just waiting for longer than that. So, you know, I just think that people need to really educate themselves, because that video alone gets you bullish to understand that like the macro part of XRP is insane. It's insane. And it's more than what we even understand, you know, and the most retailers are just like buying it just to buy it. But like she broke it down, and you want to hold it. Like that's why a lot of us hold it. You know what I mean? We hold it.
I think Heavy, you know, and I'm trying to see how I can say this, because you know as well as I do, when you say something positive, you say something on your personal experience, people either say, wow, that's amazing, it inspires some, and others hate, right? I will say this. I remember when I got into 17, man, when I got into space, Heavy, oh my God, brother, I thought I found the best kept secret on the planet. I was trying to tell people I love and care about. I was trying to tell anybody that will listen. And I'm sure you, like everybody else in this chat, has gone through people who won't listen. Yep. They think we're trying to sell snake oil. They think it's some kind of networking pyramid thing. I mean, it's so many things that I heard. But the point I'm trying to make is there is no limitations on, if you go back to Bitcoin at 4 cents, the only limitations, and Bitcoin is like the dollar. The possibilities are endless, because it's all based on what we see. Bitcoin is predicated on what people believe.
Yep.
If you believe in it, damn it, the price can go up.
Absolutely.
XRP is different, brother. It's bigger than belief. It's solving a global issue. There is no limitations with XRP. So when you hear someone say like, Jake throw these numbers out 750 by the end of the year. Okay, but he did say certain things have to play out. We also have to take in consideration what kind of Jake's, if I was made that bet, I'd be like, hold on, man. Damn it, we got to put some kind of thing in there, because my bet didn't include tariffs by Trump, government shut down by Trump. I mean, that's 60 days worth of crap right there.
Absolutely.
So that pushes us out until 26. But truth be told, even when you looked at like Dom and Phil, and they were kind of making comments on what Jake had said by like, I think his initial, he cut it by like half. I think it was like 1,500 or 2,000, whatever it was by the end of the year. And they kind of agreed to make it a lower price. And then Phil and Don came out and said 1,000 by 2030. Okay, that's fine. But there is, and that's he says we're going to be conservative. But then you got Jimmy Valley saying 30 and 60, and you got people from the Ripple side saying, for it to function the way it needs to, 10,000. At the end of the day, whatever that, there is no limitations based off of the adoption, but the only limitations in this space is the limitations that you put on yourself.
Yep. Because
when I got into 17, nobody wanted to listen. And I kept telling my wife, oh, baby, I'm telling you, we're going to make millions. I said, babe, in 2 years, we're going to be able to leave. For the last almost 5 years, we left California after raising our kids. We went to Hawaii. We went here. I mean, we've been living on what this asset is, what this industry has done for us. Yep. So the only limitations that you have on yourself are the limitations that you put on yourself. If I thought XRP can only hit $10, well, damn it, I probably wouldn't have left California.
Exactly.
If I thought Bitcoin couldn't go from 35 to 100, I probably wouldn't have gotten on at 30. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only limitations is the limitations you put on yourself. So what limits you? I always say, when you upgrade this, everything around you upgrades. The answers are there.
Yep.
The answers are there. It's like you got a damn cheat code to a lottery ticket of life, and all you got to do is go pay attention and get the numbers and write them down. And don't get caught up with writing out stupid things like skunk G-string coin that doesn't belong on the damn lottery ticket.
Absolutely.
But if there's 5 numbers, I can give you the 5 numbers. Or 7 numbers. The XRP, XLM, XDC. I can give you the 7 numbers.
Yeah.
The analogy of each one of those being a number. Right. So in XRP, to me, in the United States and overall, number 1.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's where I'm at. The only limitations when I see people, it can't hit 1,000, bro. It's the same thing somebody said with Bitcoin when it was 4 cents, 5, whatever, $1, $10, $100, whatever. I met people in this space that said, oh my God, Jay, I got into crypto in 2008 and I sold it when it got to $100. Or one guy said, I sold it all when it got to $500. I had to pay bills. I'm like, oh my God. I get it. Things happen. Life happens. But the limitations, what he's put on himself in his situation versus the reality of the situation. So go ahead, Heavy.
No, I agree because I got in 21, the end of 21, and it was the same thing. When I got in, I was telling everybody. I told everybody. Like, I mean, I still got text messages from people that I hit up, best friends, brothers, family, everybody, just telling them like, hey, look, because I was so excited. I'm like, this is a cheat code. This is something that I don't think anybody ever knew that you can do, you know, because you go through, you get your businesses, you try to hustle and figure out how you can make extra streams of money and all these different things because you know the blueprint of like how to be successful, but you don't get taught that when you're young. So like in certain communities, that's not taught. So you find something like this, you don't want to gatekeep. You want to tell everybody because it's like you said, it's either they happy for you, you successful, great job, I'm so happy you're a role model, or they hate. And they say you're a gatekeeper and you didn't tell nobody else. Who did you bring along? And it's like, well, I tried to bring everybody along. You can never say that I didn't tell you because I did. If you were close to me, I told you, you know, and it's not like to be like, hey, I told you so. It's not that. It's that I just wanted to be known that like you have to go out and take the risk. And sometimes you may be the only person that's willing to take the risk. Yeah. But if you believe in it, you can change your family's future. And then everybody can say, hey, what you're doing right now, how can I get involved? And you can say, okay, cool. This is the steps you need to take because it's still not too far off. Like you still got time. I just got in early, but now I can teach you the way and you can still be successful. You can still change your family life. And that's the goal. Obviously, like all of us here, we want to make sure we bring more people up. Nobody want a yacht by themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Like you want a yacht with your fan. I mean,
let me say this to you, brother. I want your honest feedback on this. It's almost like you're damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Oh,
because when you talk about it early and it went up, they waited to see because most people wait to see you fail. Do you realize that? They don't wait to see you get successful. They wait to see, oh, it's gonna happen. And as soon as that damn bear market hit, oh, I told you. Oh, hell no. I'm glad I didn't get in that crap. And that's literally what happens. And more often than not, we look, it's old saying, man, it's so hard. And I said it was all the the heart and love that I got, man. It's so hard wanting for the people that we love more than they want for themselves.
Yep.
And they spend so much time waiting because you know misery loves company. They waste so much time waiting for you to fail. They don't bet on themselves. And then when you get there, guess the first thing you hear? Oh, you didn't give a big enough effort. You owe us. You what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I mean, if I told you some of the damn stories that I got from my side of, I mean, it's crazy. And it's like, bro, I'm telling you, when you out there jacking up this, or you out there in the casino, you out there doing this, you know, buying these damn, you know, and you're spending. Oh, we went over here. No, I didn't get it. You get in crypto? No, we didn't get in crypto, but we went to Puerto Rico and spent $5,000. What?
Crazy, man. I don't know. Like, and you can't, like you said, you can't save everybody, and you damned if you do, if you damned if you don't, because especially with family and friends, like it's just what it is, you know, and you just do your best to try to like be the example. And I always lean in, like making sure that I educate my kids. Cause I'm like, yo, that's the ones that like, I feel the most responsible for it. Like everything else is what it is. But like my kids, I'm like, you gonna know about some damn crypto around here. Like, you know, and because I know that the future, they gonna know way more and they gonna actually use it. It's gonna be something that's gonna be useful for them. And everybody else is like, hey, if y'all come on board with me, cool. If you don't come on board, it is what it is. Like, but I want you to be on board because I can see, because I believe it's going to change my family's future, and I believe it can change your family's future. So like, I want you to come on board, but like, you can't want more for what people don't want for themselves. Like, it's really that simple. Like most people want you to give them a handout. They want you to say, hey, it's going to go to $10,000 on this day. So get this amount and then you'll be rich. And then they'll be like, okay, cool. But that's not how life works. No, it's not. That's not how the game goes. Like you have to go through the ups and downs. It has to be hard before you get there. It's never easy. So like a lot of people don't like the hard.
It's like Denzel Washington said. It was a quote. He said, if you want to enjoy the rain, which is the gains, you have to embrace the mud, which is the crappy times. And so many people, like you're saying, Heavy, they're not willing to do that. And another thing you just said right now, this is why I love this space, right? I love people like yourself, and I love the people like Marvin Davis and all these people, and Mike O. I'm so fortunate that I have friends. Mike O, who just made this comment, he said, Heavy, people will say you didn't tell them, but when you remind them you did, they will say, but you didn't seriously tell me. You did. But me and Mike O go back 30 years. We met each other when we both had car lots in California. Me and Sly Fox. I was in Sly Fox's. I think he's here too, talking crypto and with Sly Fox. And I've known him for 30 years, and he was a rapper. He did a song with E40. I just came back from playing pro ball, so I was in the background on the basketball court playing and dunking the ball. They had a basketball scene, and that's me and him connected. So like that's what I love about the space is some of the people I've been connected with for, I got friends in here, been here for 15 years. I got friends been in here for 40 years. But then I also got these people who, like yourself, and you went back and you said, it's lonely to be at the top, whatever. That's why I'm excited, because I forged relationships that are just like I'm closer with some of these people I am my actual family, right? And I think that's what's so amazing is that we're able to put ourselves around the people who get it, because there's gonna be a lot of people who don't get it. And you're right, that kind of sucks and that's why I love doing this, and I love having the show, and I love the events like XRP Las Vegas meetup that we're going to be doing this year again. We did 2025, we're going to be doing 2026. And by the way, guys, we're locking down a casino right now. I'm really, really excited about it. But it's because we can share and we can socialize and hang out and have something in common and motivate each other. And I always tell people like this, man. I said, I always tell people you should have a crypto buddy when times are getting hard and you need to talk to somebody. Find yourself a crypto buddy. I got plenty of them, right? I got John Singh, I got Mike O, I got Sly Fox. These are people we all talk offline all the time, right? And you need that, man, because there's gonna be hard days. Moving forward, I think we're gonna have beautiful. I think the storm is damn over. We're doing right now is we're waiting for the water to calm down. We're waiting for the ocean to stop going like this, because that's what's happening with tariffs and with the government shutdown. The water's been like this, but the storm was Gensler and the Biden administration and Elizabeth Warren. First of all, Gary. Last time I heard, I think Gary's working at Chuck E. Cheese and McDonald's. And Elizabeth Warren has no damn voice now. She has zero voice. So the point I'm trying to make, we're just waiting for the waters to settle. But we can the sky is clear. We can see as clear as day what's happening. We're just waiting. And this is the beautiful time in crypto. And going back to what we talked about just a while ago, I do believe the shock, because it's unfortunate that there's people out there like the Da Vinci J's, like the Carl the Moon, like that one guy. Mike always says this name, the guy who said, if you're in, I don't know if you remember this a while back, it was one of the Maxis that said, if you're in XRP, you're a retard. Remember that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, like what? Like that's first of all, you're not even supposed to be saying words like that. But you say that about and it's so sad, because it's so like what he's saying is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know.
And he got a big platform too. He on a big platform.
I used to like the guy. The guy.
Yeah, like it's like, yo, man, you can't say and it's almost, but that's more like you could tell that's hate. That's the hate, man. Like you hate it so much that you can't even make a good investment on your money. You rather be a hater of it than give it credit for what you see is doing.
Heavy, how about this, brother? I want you to stay what you're going. You can't even give an intellectual reason why. Instead, you're going, well, you're a retard. It's like you just blew a fuse. Like, what?
But spend 30 minutes saying how great Bitcoin is, and if you don't get into Bitcoin, then you're not making a smart decision. But then you can't come up with a logical reason why you shouldn't invest in XRP except you're a retard. Like it's outrageous, man, and it's funny. I don't even give them dudes any time. We make fun of them and stuff like that, because it's like, for sure that you're just talking your book in order for you to push whatever token that you're trying to push, whatever meme, whatever other assets you're trying to push that's outside of XRP. But XRP is always going to be the standard. So,
and I think the part that, and I want to get your feedback, the part that makes that this really excites the hell out of me is when you go online, and I'm talking about Heavy. You're just minding your business. You're just out there looking, and then you start seeing people who they're creeping in. Like the Solana's talking about it, the Hex. I don't know about you, but I damn near feel like Charles Hopkins is on the Ripple board the way he be talking about.
Oh yeah, he on there. And Charles was the first one to convert, and I like Charles. He a real dude. He talks some real stuff. So he was going back and forth with the community, but he was the first one to jump on and be like, you know what, I made some mistakes, and because he saw what Brad was doing. Brad is in the room. He want to get in the room too. He I need to get in the room. Whatever they doing is working. So he jumped on, and I'm happy to see it. Solana, the same thing. It's 589. and then we'll be able to use DeFi through Solana and be able to earn yield on your XRP through Solana. That's how it should be, because we all in the same boat to try to go against the institutions. Like, so why are we fighting amongst each other when we can build bridges and actually have a stronger infrastructure to compete with the banks? Like, us fighting don't help nobody but the banks. So like, I love to see that they actually trying to collab with each other and using common sense. There's smart dudes out there. Solana got some smart dudes over there. Come over to XRP. If you see something that XRP can do on the XRPL that can make it better, then come over and help. Because us winning together is what it is. That's why I dislike Bitcoin so much. Not because it's not a good investment if you got the money to do it. I think it's good for wealthy people to hold their wealth. But the fact that they shit on everything else, and it's not smart for regular people. No. Like you said, like you're going to buy a 0.001% of Bitcoin. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to get wealthy. You're still working at McDonald's. So like, why would you tell somebody to do that? Like, y'all don't think they don't care about the regular person, but these other communities do. And XRP just got the biggest voice because we got the best community.
Well, I think the thing that excites me about Bitcoin, well, besides the fact that obviously I started getting in at 3,500, but here's the truth behind it. It's the example. Heavy. It's the example that this crazy idea that something can go from 4 cents to 126,000. What? Yeah. Like it's the example. It actually paid the way. So instead of them trying to, hey, you got in early, God bless you. Instead of showing some humility, hey, you fought the fight, you guys were bullied, you made it through. You turn around and become the biggest bullies in the space.
Right.
That makes no sense. You were bullied. You didn't like it. Right. Why would you turn around and do that to her? So that's the part that I don't like about it. But I got to say this, man. I want to show this if you don't mind. You ever see the movie? Was it Step Brothers?
Yeah.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, that movie Step Brothers, brother. When I saw this right here, I said to myself, I think Charles Hopkinson and I might just end up being best friends after he made this damn video. Let's check it out.
Crypto is the opt-out. Crypto is the exit.
You got to get ready, Haven. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but boy, towards the end, when he started talking about paper hands, what do you do? Oh my God, brother. I hope you went to the bathroom, because boy, first time I saw this, I damn repeated myself.
Crypto is the solution. And so, yes, the markets go up and yes, the markets go down. But there's some directionality to that.
Watch his hands. You see how his hands start moving? Oh, it gets crazy in a minute. Oh, he starts with a couple of hand movements. My God, here we go. I'm playing all the way through.
The long term, we win. There's 550 million people in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and there's going to be 1 billion by 2030.
Mm-hmm.
1 billion.
1 billion.
The majority of the world's stocks and bonds and equities will be in the cryptocurrency space by 2030.
Come on, Charles.
And all of y'all paper hands are just running around. Oh no, we're falling. The markets are falling. What do I do? What do I do? We all headed for 10 trillion, guys, because trillion doesn't even mean anything anymore. The dollar doesn't mean anything anymore. Everything got to be.
At that moment, I think me and Charles ended up becoming best friends. Like he don't even know it. He might actually be one of my new friends. I can't say best friend because my man Michael in there, but that right there, man, I want to give y'all a couple more videos just to remind y'all that sometimes it's not always what they say. Know what you hold. Here's another one.
Let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't. And you don't want me to.
I do.
Well, I can't.
All right. They're giving me the wrap. Thank you,
Charles.
And one last one.
You're going to see many, many hundreds of billions of dollars of tokenized real world assets fairly quickly.
In 5 years. 5 years, yeah. So, I mean,
it's for a dumb reason.
Swift today, there's two ways to think about Swift. There's a messaging, there's liquidity. Liquidity is owned by the banks. I think less about the messaging and more about liquidity. Because if you're driving all the liquidity, that's good for XRP. Anyway, so I'll say 5 years, 14%. I'll say 5 years, 14%. I'll say 5 years, 14%.
He said 5 years, 14%. Look, I don't know about you, but I can only think that's why they hate us.
Yes, sir.
Because I know Satoshi ain't saying. I mean, they did what they did, but 5 years, 14%. All I gotta say after that is, what do you do? What do you do? Good Lord, he killed me with that. He killed me with that. Man, Charles,
that's great.
And that's why I think I always liked Charles, and there was a couple little hiccups in there with the XRP community, but then he came back in a very with humility and said, "Hey, man, I ain't never had no problem with y'all. It was friendly competition. But at the end of the day, I've seen him make posts like, hey, Ripple's got some big thing. He didn't say nothing about ADA in some of these videos. I'm like, yo, this dude gets it. When you get it, you get it. That's it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Heavy.
No, that's it. I agree. I think that like he definitely took. I think he got in his feelings a little bit, and so he was like mad that we attacked him or the XRP said something about him, and they wasn't winning at the time.
Yeah.
So when you losing and it's a competition, and the other team is kind of taunting you, you getting your feelings a little bit. You like, yo, they up on us, like they up by 20 and they still dunking, they still slamming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he just got in his feelings, and you could see him kind of go back and forth. And he got out of character. But then when he kind of settled down and really went through and started going back to the business, the protocol part of it, I think then he was like, hey, you know what? I don't really got no real beef with y'all. I want to build with y'all because y'all winning. And if you winning, I want to be a part of that winning. So he did a good job with that, man. Like the fact that he turned around so quick and got the buy-in back from the XRP community, because XRP community could be savages, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like they dig deep, man. Hey. They find everything. So every video, every clip you said, they gonna find it and they gonna post it. So like he needed XRP back on his back, because like we'll hold you down if we got you. That's same thing with Solana. We'll hold you down as long as you don't talk bad about XRP. We got you. We'll hold you down. We'll let you come back in. We don't hold grudges. We just call you on your shit, and then we let you come back in. And so I think that he just understood what it was, and he came back. But the paper hands is crazy, man.
Hey, that is a bar, man. You gotta do me a favor, go over and make sure you follow my brother Crypto Heavy. Is at Crypto Heavy too. Phenomenal dude. I got an opportunity to meet Heavy a couple years ago or something like that, and just knew automatically he was a real one. I think it's funny when you talk about the XRP community being visual. Look, I'm gonna tell you something I learned a long time ago that I learned personally. I remember one time they always say, you can only back a dog up into a corner before he turns around and bites your ass. And I remember I had this, we had this little Terradoodles, like a small little dog, and she peed on the floor. And I went to go give her a little pop on the butt, and she ran the corner. I said, get over here, you peed. And I was yelling at her. She turned around and showed me. I said, oh, you know what? Daddy going to clean it up. We good. You know what I mean? Like, what? You're like, yeah, you good. Hey.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You can only put your foot on the neck of the XRP community. So, but here's what's so dope. There's no reason anymore to get mad. There's no reason for us to get defensive. Like now, everything is talking. Like I see why Brad said, "Man, I'm about to go get married," and Joe Cass said, "No, I'm about to go hang out with my grandkids. I'm cool," because I feel the same damn way. Like I ain't gotta say nothing no more. I don't gotta get mad. I can throw up just validate. They just got hit with the charter, national charter. I mean, I can go on. Ripple Prime.
Rail,
I mean, bro,
the rail just got finalized. The rail deal. It's like it's win after win.
We don't even got to fight no more. And the people who were talking crap, we didn't got to hear no. Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler. Okay, if I want to see him, I go to the next McDonald's drive-thru. Like what? What we talking about? Like it's not. Look, Heavy. It's not even a thing for anybody to talk crap. If you talk about, it's funny. The people who were saying all those things, like the guy who said, "If you're an XRP, you're a retard," bruh. I always say the greatest invention in the world, one of the greatest, that will never lie to you, is the mirror. If you ever want to know what's going on, I'm telling you, if you ever want to know, how come things ain't going right, go stand in front of the damn mirror. How come I want to be at financially? Go stand in front of the damn mirror.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? The mirror never lies. It always tells you the truth. It keeps it 100 all the time.
All the time.
Facts.
All the time.
Facts. But yeah, man, anything you want to add before we get up out of here, man? Anything you got going on or anything you want to see? I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward. We're going to be, we're going to be wrapping up XRP Las Vegas meetup. We're going to be putting it out here real soon. It's going to be correlating with the Bitcoin conference with Brad Kimes, XRP Las Vegas, which is my dog. So I'm really looking forward. We got some special things that we got planned. Oh, the place, Heavy. When I say the place, bro, this year, oh my, and it's not, last year we had it at Club Eagle. This year, woo, boy, when I say, we look like a baby XRP Las Vegas. We look like Brad Kimes event, but
yeah.
But come on now.
I'll be there. Yeah, I was there last year, man. So I went to your after party. I was up in there. We was deep.
when I say excited, brother, oh my God, I'm so excited. And I hooked up with two guys. One guy, his name is T.R. Gurley, who's one of the best in the world at what he does. He does like those adult obstacle courses where people come from all over the world and do those. He's like, he's the biggest in the world in doing that. And then my buddy John, who's been a young, like, I want to call him Donald Trump, but a young real estate and business guru since 19 years old, who's now 40 years old. And so we go back 40 years, and so they partner up with me. So we're gonna make it a special event. Everything's already laid, and we're about to go put the final deposit down. But man, it is a done deal, and I'm so excited. We're gonna be advertising it real soon. So XRP Las Vegas Meetup 2026, my man.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
Next level. So we're gonna be throwing the prices out there a little more than where it was at, but super affordable for people, because it is nowhere near some of the other prices like Bitcoin conferences or whatever else. But that's not to throw shade on anything or anybody, but this is why we're doing it for the community. We're gonna have awards. We're going to have giveaways bigger and better than we had last year. I'm be honest with you. I damn hope XRP gets $100 before April, because I would love to do a car giveaway at the damn event. That's for real.
Damn, that's
for real. So, and anybody in my community knows, and I said it on my show, XRP hits $100. We're going to do a vehicle. I want to say a car, but a vehicle giveaway, 12 months for 1 year straight. So, a lot of big things happening. Really excited, brother. Last words, final thoughts. Anything you want to put out there, let us have it.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate it. I've been trying to get up with you, for a while. Like, we've been trying to link up, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime, to join the show, man. Like, I listen to you all the time. Meeting you was a real dude. Like, I already knew what it was. So like I was definitely looking to get on with you just to kind of like talk, because I just love your energy and what you bring to the community, man. So I do a podcast with a couple of my buddies. Like you said, we got bros that we meet through the XRP community. So the Diginachi sequence, you can catch us on YouTube. We do shows every Sunday, man. So like just a bunch of guys that just talk about crypto, just life and conspiracy and stuff like that, man. But it's a good time. But like you meet people that you, like you said, in the community, and you just kind of link up, and we all on the same wavelength. So it's good, man. I appreciate any time I get to get on and talk with different people in the community, because like you said, like just spitting the real stuff that people that came from where we came from, man, that maybe don't understand all the stuff that come with investments and stuff, and just being able to speak to them in a way that they understand, man. So that's a dope feeling to have. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Let me throw this at you. Anytime you want me on the show, as long as I'm available, I'll come on and hang out with you fellas. This is a YouTube show or X Spaces? Which one is it?
A YouTube show.
Okay, so I'm down to do that. You, my brother. And then the last thing that just kind of, you said something that kind of triggered something inside me. You said where we come from. And I kind of want to end the show on that, man. I don't know what sports you played. You look like you're probably athletic back in the day.
Yeah.
And you play what? Football. That's what I thought. So we have a history, family members. Darren McFadden. I had a cousin that played for the Patriots back then. My son-in-law currently plays for the Chicago Bears. #1, Jalen Johnson. So, I come from a sports background myself, and a lot of times when you don't have a skill set like you have, or a skill set like I have, or a skill set of singing, or a skill set of whatever, a lot of times people get caught up in the reality of life, right? We all have these things where, we're going to do this, we're going to do it. And then all of a sudden that reality kicks in, the responsibility kicks in. Maybe you had kids a little young, you had to go get a job. And I always say that put us in a position to stop dreaming. The reason I love crypto so much, the reason I love the space so much, and coming from the background of helping people and traveling the world and what I used to do, is the fact that it, to me, the thing that makes me more excited about it, crypto heavy, is it gives the everyday average person the opportunity to dream again.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that does it for you. Don't got to be 6'8" like me. You don't have to look like a crypto heavy where he could take your head off. Or you don't have to be out there sing like, Prince or Usher. All you got to do is bet on yourself. Go out there and do the due diligence. Put yourself in position. Make sure you linked up with the right people. Don't, because the blind can't follow the blind, and success does leave clues, and misery does love company. So you got to go out there and make sure you scour and find the right people that can get you there. And there's a lot of great people in this space. There's also,
and they super helpful, man. Everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to. Nobody is gatekeeping, man. And that's one of the best things. I think I heard you say that a while ago when you were saying like it taught you to dream, and it to me that resonated the most, because that's exactly how I felt when I learned about XRP. and crypto and just like the industry in itself. That was the first time in a very long time where I truly believed it could dream again a future outside of just having to be stuck in the confinement of 9 to 5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until you turn 65. And so like, and that's what I try to tell people all the time, because like that's as an adult, I see my kids, they dream about all kind of stuff. And I'm like, you're going to be what? You know, and it's fine. I love it. But like for adults, we get stuck in this can't ever happen to me because I'm this age now. And honestly, like crypto investments and crypto investing is a way to dream again. And I love that because that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to say it, man. You know, I always say, you know, and I have to always be careful what I say, because when you say slave driven, people say, oh, slave, what are you talking? No. Financial slave driven mindset. And a lot of times, you know, like, don't get me wrong, all my kids went to college, they're educated, they're this and that, some doctors, some this, some that. But at the end of the day, what I mean by that is more often than not, we find ourselves in a position where we're trading time for money, right? Until we run out of time. We do just enough not to get fired. They pay us just enough not to quit. And then we bust our ass to retire when we're too old to enjoy it on a percentage of what barely even got us by in the first place. And to me, crypto is one of the fairest forms of capitalism. I mean, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Sometimes that's, and I always say this too. I said the greatest thing about crypto, anybody can do it. And the worst thing about crypto, anybody can do it. But like when you're on an airplane, they tell you, and this is going back to what we said about making sure, because sometimes we can turn around and try to help people and they pull us 10 steps back when we just took 3 steps forward. So you got to put on your oxygen mask first. You got to go out there and position yourself and get yourself positioned and win. And sometimes that's it's like old, you know, I always say a lot of songs mean something, whether it's country, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's hip hop, whether it's R&B. I love countries, songs that have meaning. And one of the most realest phrases I've ever heard of it was from Biggie Smalls. He said, more money, more problem, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get there, you can't help nobody, including yourself.
You can't. Like you can't. And that's one of the ones, like you said, the blind leading the blind. You can't lead nobody if you ain't did it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, especially in our community, we got to see you do it first.
Yeah, man, that's everybody. See, you just hit something. You hit the nail on the head. Is that's everybody. The way that everybody thinks is, well, you show me when you get to 100,000. Like, bro, I'm trying to get you there with me. But that's the mindset of so many people. And but here's the funny thing: when you get there, and they come in and they see what you got, and it's like, now they don't want to talk to you. Like, bro, I was trying to tell you when it was like 17 cents, you wouldn't hear me.
Yeah, like, or they think that what you just went through was easy, so that it can be easy for them. It's like, but you ain't see the suffering, you ain't see the sacrifice, you ain't see us barely eating and barely not taking trips and not buying this and buying that. The new Jordans come out, we didn't buy it. Like, you didn't see that. Facts. All you see is the success, and now you like, well, I want that too. But it's work to come with that. It's work to come with that.
The only thing you can do, man, is go out there and win, and turn around and try to love those who you can love, man. And everybody else, hey, life is too short, brother. And absolutely, if there's anything I'm gonna say as I go, and then I'll let you say, and that is just, I'm so grateful to God that He put me in this position to lead the way, not only for myself, for my wife, and for my children. Because I'm gonna end it on this. I always say there's 5 steps of success in crypto, and I don't care who you are, it doesn't change. Who you are doesn't change. Number 1 is a strategic plan. And I mean, I use the word strategic because things can change, right? Some people had a plan with FTX. That didn't happen. Some people had a plan with Luna. That didn't happen. Some people had a plan with Celsius. That didn't happen. I've seen coins in the top 100, top 50 gone today. So people on the Titanic had a plan until they didn't. At the end of the day, strategic plan. Number 2 is do your own research. This is your life, your story. I always say every year of your life is a chapter. Every month of your life is a verse. This is your story. Don't go out there and let somebody dictate your story, and you control the pen. You're the author of your story. So you can go out there and create anything you want, but go out there and do the research. Number 3, you have to control your emotions. Brother, when I got in this space in 17, I took this Hummer I had on the side, and I sold it for whatever it was, like almost 30 grand. And I put that in, and I went in blindly thinking I'm a buy the dip, and lost every penny off of emotion. Not because I didn't wait, off emotion. I've had investments I got into crypto heavy that I might have put, let's say, a certain dollar amount in. It went from 80,000 to 200-something thousand. My butt didn't know how to take profit or didn't get it. It went back to 150. I took the profit. All of a sudden, the same damn asset, it would have made me 1.6 million. You live and you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So make sure you control those damn emotions. Emotions were the number one killers or things that wreck people in this space, stocks, crypto, whatever. Yeah. Number 4 is take profit. You gotta look, man. I remember this commercial back in 2021. When we had that boom, and it was a tax commercial, and his brother had walked in, and he walked into a tax company. He said he opened the door. I'm a millionaire. And when he went down to sit down with the lady, and she started doing his tax, he goes, "Oh damn, I'm a thousandaire." And what it was, the market moved that quick. It was the funniest damn commercial ever. But the point is, you got to take profit, or you ain't make nothing. And then the last thing is number 5 is your why, because if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you focus on your why, it all makes sense. It all works together. Your why is your whatever it is. For me, it's my family. They say if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. Something bigger than you. Because if it's that important, you're going to make sure you take profit when you're supposed to. You're going to make sure you control your damn emotions. You're going to make sure you do your due diligence. You're going to make sure you have a strategic plan. And all those things work hand in hand. So that's the last thing I got to say, brother. Anything you want to do before we get out of here?
No, man, I think that's something to end it on, because I think that right there says it all. I mean, but your why got to be stronger than anything else. So I love it. If your why don't make you cry, man, it ain't strong enough. So no, man, that's awesome, man.
Well, brother, I appreciate you. Anytime you want me to hang out with you guys, you got my hit me on the DM, brother. It'll be a pleasure. It'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, man. And if you ever, man, look, anytime, man, you want to bring me back, man, I'm with it, man. So it's a pleasure, man.
Well, we'll have anytime we do hanging with the fellas, man. You on?
Yes, sir. That'll work.
All right, my man. Oh, it says, "Hey, Dad, it's Jacoby, my youngest." Oh, that's so dope. Much love to you. Love you, son. Greatest 16-year-old on planet Earth. EARF. You damn straight, guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Happy holidays, everybody. Crypto heavy, one of the realest in the game, guys.